reality. This is the Randi Rhodes Show. To speak with Randi, dial 561-270-3844. That's 561-270-3844.
So I'm just going to tell you something I read, okay? I think I heard it. It was, hello. It was James Carville, and he said that the person who's responsible for these crazy picks, the person who's responsible for naming Hegseth the Fox Weekend News morning show host, the person that's picking, Kash Patel, who is a partner of this person in, business. I don't know what business, is Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson is advising Donald Trump to pick these people almost as loss leaders to eat up all the oxygen on the TV. Like, if anybody would trigger, like, the criteria is something along these lines. I think this is what James Carville said verbatim. He said, if it's a person that would trigger Rachel Maddow, then they will pick that person. Used to be me, but I'm no longer, anybody anymore. But now she is. Okay, it's her turn. So, but anyway, he said, if the person is somebody that's going to rattle her, then that is who you pick. That is what you do. Just so that it takes up all the oxygen, so that it takes up all the convo, so it takes up all the time on the cables, right? And it's Tucker Carlson doing it. Now, you know where Tucker Carlson is today? Do you know? Yes, he's in Russia. Yes, he's with Vlad, is where he is. Interviewing Vlad again. More like giving him a progress report. I swear to God. And we're the citizens here, okay? Nobody gives a damn what Tucker Carlson wants, or that he's interviewing Putin, or that he's on X, or that he's friends with Elon, and that somehow we're deferring to Elon for advice on how to self-govern now. Oh, bite me on this, okay? This is craziness. This is mass madness, you maniacs, you, okay? We don't have to do it this way. Listen, again, they have a one-seat majority in the House of Representatives, a one-seat majority. Do you really think that the Republicans, like Marjorie Taylor Greene, is going to agree with Michael, I think his name is Michael Lawler from New York, the Republican from New York? Do you really think that they're going to agree on, cutting Social Security? You really think that you have the Republican votes to wipe away the Veterans Administration? Really? No, you don't. You don't. And so you would need Democrats to participate in this caper, and they're not going to do it. So there's that. Then you've got the Senate. The Senate has a 3-seat majority, Republican. Now, what does this do for them? Well, it gives them all the committee chairs. Okay, that's what it does. So they get to call in witnesses at the Judiciary Committee. They get to set the tone at the Judiciary Committee and at the Commerce Committee and the Ways and Means, which is the Taxing Committee. They get to have their hearings. That's what they get. Do they get legislation? No, they don't. No, they don't. That's one thing you need to know and own, because we still are in charge of this here place. We are. As dumb as that sounds, we the people. I know. It's true, though. It's true. Now, he could pick all the billionaires he wants, and he could put them, up for nomination and confirmation on top of NASA, But honestly, people that give a damn about, whether or not NASA is going to be a wholly owned subsidiary of Elon Musk, and whether or not NASA's money is going to go to Elon Musk for SpaceX, for anything Elon Musk wants to do, that's a whole different question. That's a whole different thing. And this guy that Elon Musk picked, his name's Jared. Of course it is. It's always a Jared. It always used to be a Chad. Our problems always used to fall with some government guy named Chad. Now we have billionaires, and it's always going to be a guy named Jared. Okay. And so this guy is a guy who, has a payment processing company. He is not an astronaut. He is not an engineer. He is not a mathematician, okay? He's not Bill Nelson. He's not. What he's there for is to help commercialize space travel for the benefit of Elon Musk. And you know who the natural enemy of that is? Besides for us. Jeff Bezos. Blue Origin, baby. And so while we sit here and get cut off of our Medicare or denied our payments through United Healthcare or whatever it is, they're going to be stealing the money from NASA. They're going to be stealing the money from Medicaid. They're going to be stealing the. And by the way, the Social Security Trust Fund, it's flush. It's got cash. It should go into. I mean, every few years they tell us, oh, it's going bankrupt. Every few years, oh, it's fine. It's always fine. It always will be fine. It's just that it's a giant, giant tranche of money, and people who are, I don't want to call them evil, but they do have, like a whole host of the 7 deadly sins operating inside of them. Okay? They want that money. They can't stand that it's just sitting there, going to us. They just can't stand. It's sort of like the mob and the pension funds back in the day. There was just all this money. It was just too tempting. They just couldn't say no. So they'd find some dirty guy to sign a check and make the investment, and give it to them. And then all of a sudden, the pension fund needed a bailout. Then we put rules in place and laws in place. And now our pension funds are flush. They're good. They make decent investments. They have to. They're overseen. There's like an IG. There's an inspector, okay? But they can't stand that all this money is just sitting there. They just can't. They can't take it. And the billionaires want it, and they want it all. They don't just want to have a zero tax obligation at the end of the year. They want commercialization of Medicare. They want commercialization of space. Remember when Donald Trump said, they were going to make government so small that they could apparently put it in our uterus. Is what? No, but they were going to drown it in a bathtub. That was the expression, right? That was Grover Norquist and the the anti-tax people. They think they're very revolutionary, right? Shrink it and drown it in a bathtub. But they always make government bigger. What did he do? He invented the Department of Homeland Security. We didn't always have a Department of Homeland Security. No, we did not. After 9/11, he created the DNI, another new agency. And now they want to put Tulsi Gabbard in it to oversee. Tell me they don't want to steal from that. Tell me they don't want the information that's going in there. Tell me they don't want to, spy. Tell me they don't want to, and she's just there to, make it easier for them. And by them, I mean billionaires. I mean people who have Bitcoin, people who want the reserve currency of the world not to be the dollar, people who don't wish us well. Let's put it that way. Okay? These people are never going to get confirmed. It's all a head fake. The people who will get confirmed, they may be slightly better. But remember, Donald Trump's whole entree into governing was, I'll pick the best people. Remember, he didn't know anything about it. He doesn't understand government. He never did. He doesn't understand, what the attorney general is for. He thought it was, like his own personal attorney. Well, this time around, it will be. In fact, the White House counsel that he suggested, just the other day, is his personal attorney. The deputies at the Department of Justice, his personal attorneys. They're all his personal attorneys. They're all people that represented him, and delayed all of his, appearances, all of his, encounters with justice. They delayed it just long enough that he's now the president. You can't, according to them, you can't prosecute a president, which I think is stupid. However, though the people that he's telling you are going to be in charge, they're not going to be in charge, okay? They're not. But he is allowing Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy to suggest government cuts. Now, back in the day, he said, I will hire the best people. Didn't go very well for him when he hired the best people, did it? No, it didn't. He wanted to use the military on protesters in Lafayette Square. His Mark Esper, Secretary of Defense, said, no, you can't do that. You're not allowed to do that. And he said, well, can't we just, shoot them in the leg? No, sir, you can't use the military against Americans. Can't shoot them in the leg, the ankle, the toe. Can't shoot them in the earlobe. You can't point a gun at an American citizen if you're the U.S. military. So now he doesn't want the best people. Now he wants the worst people. But the worst people aren't going to make it, okay? They're just not going to make it. So we're going to get some mediocre people, just so you know. Just so you know. And so the stress test is going to occur. Our democracy is going to be under an enormous amount of stress. And it all comes down to us. And I know you're up for it. I know you are. I didn't know if I was, but now I do. We're up for it. Don't have time to listen to the live show? Want to hear more on your schedule? Go to randyrhodes.com and buy a stinking podcast.